Good morning.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
this is the first of a series of recordings. I'm going to keep like a history or a log on this particular long Langstroth hive. I'm just going to do this inspection today to show you how I go about an inspection. I transferred
Yes.
a hive that I had split. I did took a nuke out of a normal long Langstroth hive, put about 5 or 6 frames of brood into this box about 6 weeks ago. We're currently at the end of March 2026. Autumn will fall and the bees are coming back. So I'm just removing this crown board. I have 3 separate crown boards on my hive so that later on when there's honey I can remove one crown board and go in and take the honey without disturbing the bees up the other end. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to take off all 3 crown boards and show you the entire setup as it is to date. Later on, the bees will build more little wax mountains inside those crown boards. I've just started to cover and clean them up with propolis as they like to do when the hive's all new. That takes a bit of effort when they first start. They'll end up coating it all. Now, as you can see here, I'm just moving this first black plastic frame that I use as a follower board, and then I've got an empty frame beside it. They're very easy to work these hives because you just slide your frames across and you lift them up, lift them out, have a look at what you've got. There's a frame, bit of honey, plenty of honey for the bees, a little bit of brood there on that one, starting to get into the brood nest. As I say, this is fall. One thing I'm looking for here, but I've kind of got the message already, is the drones have gone for the year. So I'm looking for some drone brood. I'm just showing you this so that quite often you can have a look inside, see what the next frame's doing without even having to lift the frame out. But we'll just move them over one at a time. I can see what's happening there. I've got this empty frame now. I had that in earlier in case they wanted to build a brood nest. In hindsight, I should probably, and I probably will, I'll go back in next week or a week later, take that frame. So this is the first sort of a real frame for the brood nest. Have a quick look for the queen, but I'm also looking for things like varroa mites or small live beetles, anything else, queen cells. I'm not going to get those at any queen cells this time of the year, but my main thing is I'm keeping an eye out for drones, and there aren't any to date. And I'm keeping an eye out for drone comb, make sure it's all finished. That tells me that the mating season over, so there's pretty good brood there in the middle. They'll be starting to shrink this brood nest back now, because as I said, it's coming fall. So with the drones finished, it looks like they've even killed off whatever drones, but they'll do it at the end of the season. They'll kill off the last of the drones. They've finished mating for the year. There's not going to be any more swarming. So the bees are now turning their attention into building up the stocks for winter. We have a very mild winter here. We get a frost in the mornings, but through the day, generally we're getting temperatures up around 20. If you can get a look at that there, that's a pretty good brood nest. Gives you an idea. It's a good quality queen. A lot of bees. I'm quite happy with the hive. The hives are always happy in long Langstroth hive boxes. Seriously, every time the bees just seem happy. They're productive. Just getting a little bit of smoke that might have been, I don't know, starting to get a bit toey. I don't know why. It's a beautiful calm day. No wind. I like to keep the bees calm. I always have a goal of going in and out of a beehive without killing any bees. Don't often do that, but with these hives it's a lot easier. It's just they're so easy to work, inspect, have a look. Just checking again for drones and whatever, but if you can see here, I've found the queen. If you look at the end of the point of my hive tool, you'll see the lady herself walking around. She's a little bit shy. She seemed to be ducking for cover, so I backed away pretty quick. But I don't spend a lot of my time when I beekeep looking for queens. I look for fresh eggs. which I've already seen in those hives. I'll cover in another video. If I've got fresh eggs and uncapped brood, I know that I've got had a fresh queen, a laying queen in there the day before. That's what I'm after. Um, I'm really not perturbed here. This hive's in pretty good shape. Considering it was little more than a nuke 6 weeks ago, it's built up fairly well. My goal now for this hive is that it will build up decent numbers and a reasonable amount of food to get it through winter. But as I said before, we don't have the harsh winters that you guys have somewhere around the world. With my bees are always able to get out and fly, and even though it might be frosty up until 10 a.m. in the morning, if they can get out after that, they will, and there's always some food around. So last year I left all my hives, like all the honey, and when it comes spring, all my honey's still sitting there waiting to be collected. But look, really for the purpose of this video, I'm just going through. I've done a complete check on all the frames. Can't see any hive beetles to talk about. Not that I worry about them. They're only an issue if the hive's struggling. The hive beetles are quite okay where I am. I don't know. I've never have a problem now with them, but I'll cover that more a bit later. This is a frame I use, which I'll cover in more detail.
Right?
I use vertical rather than horizontal wires because I cut honeycomb. I'll cover that in more detail. But there you can see how the bees have drawn the wax out naturally. And if you look at those cells in that wax frame closely, if you ever get to that stage, you'll see that they make a number of different size cells. They don't make all the same size cell as you get with sheets of foundation. I'm not a lover of foundation. If I have to use it, I use it to stop cross combing. I keep the use to a minimum. I always like to give my bees space to make whatever comb they want. You know, commercial guys hate drones because drones use a lot of honey, but I like my bees to produce their own wax with the glands that the nature's provided them with. I like them to make the cell size that they need. If they need drones, they'll make the wax to that size. If they want more comb for brood, they'll make the wax they need that size. If they're storing honey, they'll make the wax they need for that. So I just help them do what they want. You know. So all I'm doing here, I'm gently pushing these frames back together. Just push them along with my thumb. I can move them nice and slowly. The slower I move them, the less pressure I'm applying as I just ease them back together. I kill very, very few bees. Just take my time, go nice and slow. Move them all back. Doing a quick count here in a number of frames. I think I got to about 10. In peak period, I can have 13 frames of brood. But with this hive, I'm going to keep showing you, well, I'll go back in a few weeks, take out some of those empty frames, push all the brood together. I'll show you that in that video. But come fall, I'll do another check out. But the complete history of this hive, I'm going to be making a video each time I go in. So you can see how it advances. I've got the brood nest in the middle, as you can see now. They might move that to one side. I might move it left. I might move it right. We don't really know yet which way they want to go. But once they've decided what way they want to go, I'll make the changes that I need to, and I'll make videos of those changes to show you the process. So, hey, please subscribe, and hopefully you'll get notice in the next video, and I'll see you in that video. And happy beekeeping, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now. Cheers.